Hello, my friends. I am so excited to get to talk to you today. I didn't think I was going to get an episode in because we have guests at our house, and I really have trouble balancing work and family duties when I'm around people that I haven't got to see very often. And I know some of you can relate with that, but we just came back from the zoo and I have a minute and I'm feeling super inspired to share something with you guys. I have been, for some reason, really listening in on manifestation lately. I've been tuning into it. I've been deciphering what feels correct to me and what feels incorrect. And I just wanted to share my overall experiences with you guys. I just going to say flat out, I do not consider myself an expert in this at all. However, I can clearly look through at times in my life where I have been able to manifest things into my world, whether intentionally or unintentionally, and what I see actually happen. So I know it's possible. And I know there's a lot of mumbo jumbo out there, we'll say, a lot of little whispers and static in the airways about this topic. So, hey, why not? Let's talk about it. But first, let's go ahead and roll those credits because I have so much to go over with you guys. All right, here we go.
Hey friend, welcome to Deep Healing for Creative Entrepreneurs. My name is Aubrey Barr and I am a subconscious release technique practitioner and photography business owner. I know you are sick of ending your day feeling overwhelmed and exhausted, and you are seeking a solution to help you feel creatively inspired and actively engaged in your business as well as personal life. In this podcast, we are going to dig into any limiting beliefs or subconscious programs that are keeping you in a space filled with anxiety and stress. This work is not a temporary solution for your life. No. This is a complete transformation. So grab your coffee or tea and let's start you on the road to healing. And let me just say, you can do this, you are worth it, and you are meant to thrive in life and business. So let's dig in.
So something that comes up a lot with people who talk about manifesting and people who try to do manifesting, whether you're a student or someone who feels like you're a coach, wherever you're at, there's this idea that the way that you feel is the way that things will be. And I believe it was Neville Goddard who said, assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and observe the route that your attention follows. Okay, so a lot of people hear this and they think that they are supposed to feel into what that manifestation is like. So they're going to feel what it feels like to have this $1 million home or to have that partner that's just like the best thing that ever happened to you. And I do think there's truth to that, right? There's truth to feeling that deep inside. I talk about it all the time. When I feel into my gratitudes, when I allow myself to move to that higher vibration, I change my day. I absolutely stop maybe a bad day in its tracks and rearrange things and feel into that. I feel first and then the gratitude comes, right? But what gets misconstrued a lot, I think, is that people think that when you are manifesting something and you are feeling into something, then you cannot waver from that feeling, okay? So if I am manifesting this dream spouse, he's just like this incredible person, I know what I want to feel like around him, and I allow that to be my thing, and then you go on a date, and you meet someone who you think is going to be the right guy, and it's just like, no, this is not happening whatsoever. And you actually leave feeling crappy, right? You leave feeling unfulfilled and feeling really hopeless about, your future with somebody. That moment, okay, is not going to break you. It's not going to be the end all of your manifestation journey. And I think people get so stuck in feeling like it has to feel good all the time. They have to always hold on to that feeling that they miss out on learning the opportunities. They miss out on learning, like, this experience has taught me what I do not want. And not only has it done that, but it's pushed me now in such a way that I am so motivated to go the other direction that I cannot even waver from that path now. right? So using your emotions for fuel towards this manifestation is always going to be better. It's always going to allow you to get closer. Does that make sense? I can't tell you how many times I have felt like, okay, I need to make this amount of money and I'm going to manifest it into my life. And I have all these offerings, which you guys know I do. And I do so many things. So I can manifest it through photography. I can manifest it through even doing my work, my subconscious work, but also massage work, right? There's just ways for me to get it. Let's say that. And so I set that intention. I put it out there. I imagine what it's like. I feel into that. And then I have a bad day. And this day sucks so bad that it's hard for me to even feel gratitude, right? This happens to me too. I am human, just like you are. But when those times happen and it's hard for me to lean into that, I tell you what, sometimes that is my biggest day. I end up booking 2 clients. I end up getting a photography contract that's $3,000, right? Those things happen on those off days too. And I'm sure if you take a minute and think back through your life at times when things you wanted to happen and maybe you were feeling super pushed about it and you were feeling just kind of down about it, those moments were not in vain. They were not perfect. They were not the perfect day on the most wonderful thing you were doing. And just like your emotions were so amazing, right? Sometimes it's those moments when we're not having the greatest day. What we need to understand is that when we set life in motion and when we allow ourselves to imagine something better for ourselves, we are imagining in a different realm. We're not imagining in the 3D, right? Because if we were doing that, then we would have to play out exactly how each of those things were coming to us. We'd have to say, okay, when I go to the coffee shop at 8 a.m., that is where I will meet Mr. Right. He's going to be standing right there. He's going to actually even pay for my order. He's going to do all these things, right? That's ridiculous. And that puts limitations on us. So when we imagine things and we manifest things, or we think we're manifesting things in the 3D, that is actually limiting ourselves. And so I've done this a million times too, where I will say, okay, well, I'm going to, sell this course. It's going to be incredible. I really feel inclined to sell it. It's going to do so amazing. I'm going to bring in this amount of money, yada, yada. And then what happens is I bring in that amount of money, but it was in a completely different way, right? So I knew I was doing something right. I knew I was on the right path, but yet it wasn't playing out the way I thought it would. What I want you to understand, okay, is that it is not only okay to not feel great about something 100% of the time, but it also is completely normal and it's not bad. No emotions that you feel are bad. Emotions are neutral, okay? It's the experience that you put on that emotion that allows it to be a good or bad thing. There's no escaping emotion. Unless you're a psychopath, that's a podcast episode on its own, right? But there's no escaping that. Whatever you have going on in your life is for your benefit to help you move towards something else. I know that's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. So let's take that example around finding that spouse, finding that significant other, right? And putting a limit on it. When we say it out loud, it sounds ridiculous. But when we use our experiences that we've had in life that maybe were crappy experiences, things that we do not wish on our daughters, we do not wish on our friends, we don't wish on our enemies. We want people to find what they're looking for in life. If you take that experience and you label it, then you're constantly allowing yourself to stay in that 3D where you are controlling everything. Instead, let's release the need to label something. Let's allow ourselves to manifest something good into our lives without having the limitations, right? Let's lead with our emotion, whether that's good or bad, whether that feels comfortable or uncomfortable. Okay. So when Neville Goddard said, assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and observe that route that your attention follows. He did not mean that you always have to stay in that vibration. What he meant was assume you're going to get there. In other words, when you put time and energy and effort into something that you really want, and you say flat out, this is what I desire, this is what I know I deserve, I don't know how I'm going to get there. That's the part right there. I do not know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to provide that there's paths in certain directions. I'm going to be open to opportunities that come my way that would push me in a different direction, right? So assuming the emotion is then trusting, isn't it? It's more about trusting that whatever it is you have asked for is already coming to you, and you detach that emotion from it. You are no longer restricting yourself. Everything that has a negative emotion attached to it, and it feels like I need that, and you put that word out there, need, and I know you know what I'm talking about. Like, I need $10,000. Like, I need it yesterday. I have to pay my mortgage. I have to do this, whatever. When you add that extra need to it, what you're actually doing, restricting that from coming your way. You're putting up a boundary and you don't even know it. So here's the point I want you to take with you. Next time you're having a bad day, why don't you feel into those emotions? Say, you know what? I'm having a bad day because this actually just sucks, right? Like, this just doesn't feel good. I'm sad. I feel grief. I feel guilt. I'm having a bad day, and that's okay. But don't assume that nothing good is going to happen to you now. Don't revert back to that part of you that feels hopeless, right? That part of you is a child. I want you to understand that. That is the child in all of us. I've met plenty of adults who still have that child in them that has not let go of that death grip. Okay. You don't want to be that person. You want to have enough emotional intelligence to understand that you are going to have bad days. You are going to feel like crap sometimes. Some days are going to suck. Like, it's going to suck, you guys. I know this, you know this, but understanding that you will come out the other side, not giving up hope in everything that you are and everything that you've worked for. That is where the magic stands. And I believe, in my opinion, that's how we still manifest through all of this. That's how people can still manifest and have bad days and have good days and, feel like, oh my gosh, it's almost here one day, and the next day, like, I'm an utter failure. So please keep that in your mind, keep that in your heart, understand that you're a human, and allow yourself to roll with it. Allow whatever opportunities to come your way, come with openness. Like, I don't know how this is going to work, but here's this opportunity. It's not what I thought it was going to be, but I feel good about it. And I'm going to let that happen to me. I'm going to see what happens here. So I hope that's helpful to you guys. I don't know why that was on my mind, but it is something that I've dealt with in the past, and I thought it might be a really good conversation for us to have. I want to tell you guys, I am so celebrating right now because this podcast finally got to 10,000 downloads. That was a huge goal of mine since I started. There was just something about that 10,000 downloads that I was, yearning for. And I might have, honestly, just between you and I might have held on to that too much and even restricted it myself for a while. But we all have to learn from something, right? Here I am. I'm still going strong. I had got my 10,000 downloads. I see so much more in the future of this podcast, in the future of me with my business. And I am so sorry if you can hear kids yelling in the background. They're having the time of their lives, these cousins. So I apologize, but I did want to record today. I did want to share my message with you guys. And I also wanted to take the opportunity to tell you I had a really important epiphany about the work that I do. And I decided that I wanted to open up my course, Deep Healing for the Creative Soul, for more souls. And I want to make this accessible to people. I am seeing a lot of businesses go down. I'm seeing a lot of artists and creatives just feeling hopeless. And I happen to know that there's a lot of hope out there, that there's a lot of growth, and we do not need to live in scarcity. But I want to spread that message to you. And I want to reach as many people as I possibly can. And so I decided to reshape the way I do this program. I am no longer offering private sessions with that program. I used to offer 4 private sessions plus weekly group calls. And I'm taking that back a notch in order to provide this beautiful masterpiece that I worked so hard on and came through intuition and divine guidance to so many people, I want to offer it to you. And I want it to be at a price point that you can reasonably say you can invest in yourself. Now, we all know that you are worth every penny of it. When it was $2,222, you are worth it. The work is worth it. This is life-changing. It's not just something I talk about. It's something my clients live. It's something that changes lives like that. But instead of that price point, I decided to keep it to 16 weeks of pure magic, self-paced work, bi-weekly group sessions. So what does that mean? That means every first and third Wednesday, we will be meeting as a group. One of the monthly meetings is going to be in the middle of the day Eastern time, and one is going to be in the evening Eastern time. So we're going to try to accommodate people from all over. I know this podcast is a global podcast, and I want to be able to offer that to you guys because I have the opportunity to change what is offered in the program. It takes the weight off of me to have such a high price point. And I'm able to bring it down to $888. Okay, so if this sounds like something that you want in on, I am only offering 10 spots at this rate. We are going to try it out. Consider it a beta. This is the same price as my original beta program, by the way, that sold out. So I am offering 10 spots only. I sent out an email this morning and I already filled one of the spots. So I've got 9 spots left. It's an incredible deal. Please know there are still payments that you can do. You can do a monthly payment, but it does come out to be $9.99. If you do the full payment, it's $888. You guys, this is insane. This is my way to get back to all of you that I know are in that space of just struggling, not feeling like you can manifest things, not feeling like you can fully embody everything that's coming to you. And I want to change that with you. I want you to look back and say, you know what? That was the best program I ever took. That was the best time I had with Aubrey, because I'll tell you something, none of my clients are upset when they finish sessions with me, when they do this course with me. Nobody's ever upset about it. Like, everybody knows they need it. It's taking that leap, believing in yourself, knowing you're worth it, knowing that now is the time that you're worth it. That's when the magic happens. So I can't promise that I will keep this course at this rate, but right now it feels so good to offer it to you guys in a different package like this. So follow the link below in the show notes. Check it out, see if it fits. Let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. I'm always happy to answer them. And I am just so excited to see who comes in here with me. And I'm going to be honest, I am manifesting 10 of the most amazing people out there. I am manifesting you into this program. So wherever you are, whoever you are, I am just so excited to get to share this energy with you, to get to help you to heal. Finally, we're going to save you a ton of time, money, energy that you're needing for therapy through this course. I can promise you that. I hear it from every single one of my clients. All right, guys, I hope you have a beautiful week. I have a special message coming later on this week. It is my birthday, and that is going to be so amazing. I absolutely am so ready to celebrate. So I hope you guys have fun. We'll talk to you soon.
I hope this podcast spoke to you in some way. If it did, please go ahead and leave me a review and subscribe so that I know you're enjoying what you hear. And further, if you know somebody else who owns their own creative business and struggles with anything that we spoke about, please pass this on, because it is my hope that we will be able to build a community of like-minded individuals who love on each other and appreciate the many facets that make our creative business so unique. And lastly, check out the show notes to find my free Facebook community and other useful links to work with me. All right, friend, see you soon.